Hello and welcome inside Blatt Arena as tonight the 21 ranked Huntington University Foresters take on the Cougars from Spring Arbor University. Hi folks, I'm Victor McCarty alongside my partner in crime, Logan Hunt. First off, Logan, do you have any stories from Thanksgiving break? How was your Thanksgiving break? And then secondly, how do you think tonight's matchup will go?
Well, my Thanksgiving break was fantastic, Victor. I enjoyed it a lot. I watched a lot of the high school championship games from Class A up to 6A. Did a lot of college football watching, college basketball watching. It was just a good overall Thanksgiving with the family. But I believe that this Forester team and taking on these Cougars, it's going to be a tough matchup. I think the Cougars are going to look to pounce from the get-go, but you're going to have to watch out for Dan Wool and the Foresters. I believe that Foresters can get it done.
I have a quick story from Thanksgiving break. Black Friday, my grandmother and I always have a tradition to go out Black Friday shopping. But this year we went out on midnight, get our shopping done a little bit early. So we got done at about 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, and what's the first thing we do? We go straight to Steak and Shake, and we get that discount, the 2 to 5 discount. When we got a yogurt parfait and one of those breakfast sandwiches a piece to celebrate the night. So that was something special. But I agree with you, Logan, that Daniel Wall will be the man for the Foresters tonight, but don't count out Derek Heinen. Derek Heinen is averaging 18 points per game, whereas Wall's 16. And Heinen has 47 assists, but 30 turnovers to boot. So that's one thing that he has to be careful of tonight. Focus more on his assists, less on his turnover ratio. Then if you look at Daniel Wall, he has 77 rebounds on the season, and he's shooting 51% from the field, whereas Kyle Pippinger, number 34, 10 points per game, but he is 24 of 29 from the free throw line, and at 83%, and then 60% from the field. So Foresters, they got a lot of good things. It's just they have to make the shots in order to win the game.
That's correct. Foresters is going to have to hit those open opportunities that we see they get a lot. I know the Foresters usually come out on quickly at the beginning and then kind of stagger at the end of the half, but they're going to have to play a full game tonight.
Well, the thing about the Cougars, Logan, is that they're 7th in the country in scoring defense at 61 points, and then they're 8th in rebound defense at 29.5. So we know the Cougars have some great defense, and the Foresters, they've kind of struggled early on when they have faced a good defensive front. Looking at the Cougars' leading scorers, we have number 5, Minden Drop. He's 11 points per game. Now, not very high statistics for the Cougars, but nonetheless very persistent. He's shooting 62% from the line. Then we look at Starks. He has 11 points per game as well, but 72 rebounds, and he is 3rd in the country in offensive rebounds. So I think that's the one thing Foresters are going to have to focus on in this game is out-rebounding the Cougars.
The Foresters, I know, in their last game, they out-rebound their opponent by 19. So the rebounding margin has gone in favor of the Foresters so far. They've done a great job cleaning up the boards with Peterson, Wool. We see coming off the bench Lockwood, and a good addition coming back from injuries. The freshman Austin Clark, we saw him getting on the boards early and then had that unfortunate ankle injury that sidelined him for a few weeks. He's back in the lineup ready to go. So expect the Foresters to win the rebounding margin.
That will be in dubious tonight as well. Austin Clark, the freshman, he has been performing greatly for the Foresters, but don't count out the other freshman squad as well. I mean, Trevor Lockwood, he's been doing great on the backboards as well. Well, we talked about tonight's game a little bit, but now let's get to know this Forester squad.
Tyler Alt, senior, Carroll High School.
Derek Heinen, sophomore, V. Columbia City High School.
Devin Murder, freshman, Heritage Hills High School.
Trevor Lockwood, freshman, McCutcheon High School. Kyle Platt, freshman, Huntington North High School.
Daniel Wool, sophomore, V. Columbia City High School.
Kai Fode, junior,
Canterbury High School.
Austin Clark, freshman, Switchland County High School.
Trevor Lucas, freshman, Brownsburg High School.
Kyle Pippinger, sophomore, Tri-Village High School.
Drew Benedict, sophomore, Columbia City High School.
Alec Peterson, senior, Carmel High School.
Calvin Miller, sophomore, Huntington North High School.
Once again, I'm Victor McCarty alongside my partner Logan Hunt. We'll take a break here on FDN Sports for the national anthem as well as prayer. Be right back with starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to stand, bow your heads, remove your hats, and remain silent as Chaplain Gerald Moreland leads us in prayer before tonight's contest. Please remain standing after prayer and honor America as we then play our national anthem.
Shall we pray? Father in heaven, we want to pause and thank you for this great land we live in with all of its blessings and opportunities that we get to enjoy. We thank you for the sport of the game of basketball and for these student athletes that come to demonstrate and show to us their abilities. And we pray, Father, that we as fans and officials and students will all leave this place tonight demonstrating that we love you and we respect you, and we want to have this opportunity just to enjoy this evening together. So bless everyone, keep the athletes free from harm and injury is our prayer in Jesus' name, amen.
And now, introducing the starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Spring Arbor, Michigan.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena getting ready for the Foresters' 21st ranked today. The new rankings just came out today. So 21st ranked Foresters against the Spring Arbor Cougars. For the starting lineup for the Cougars, we have number 2, Caleb Hogans, sophomore at guard. Then we have number 3, Drew Studima, freshman. Then we have number 10, Colin Hewitt, a senior. Number 11, guard Greg Hamilton, junior. And forward, number 22, Thomas Starks. And interesting note about Hamilton, Logan, is that he is 23 of 26, 80% from the line. So if the fouls come into play later in the game, he will not be the person to foul.
Yeah, of course, you're going to have to keep that in mind. Make sure they get the right people on the foul stripe, but hopefully the Foresters can stay out of foul trouble from the beginning.
That would be nice to see. And now for the Foresters starting lineup, we have number 2, Derek Heinen at guard, sophomore. Then we have forward number 5, Kyle Platt, freshman from right here in Huntington, Indiana. Then center number 33, Alec Peterson, one half of the seniors on the squad. He's from Carmel, Indiana. Then we have number 34, guard Kyle Pippinger, sophomore. And then number 45, the other third of the Columbia City 3, Daniel Wall, sophomore. You mentioned Wall earlier, but who do you think else will have to step up for the Foresters tonight?
Like you said, Heinen's going to be him, the usual self, the general out there directing traffic. I expect to see Kyle Platt drill a few threes of his own. He's in the starting lineup. He's really matured throughout the season. Kyle Platt's going to be the one, hopefully, to knock down a few threes, because we know Drew Benedict will come off the bench and do that, but there always has to be one other guy.
When I was looking at the stats before the game, one thing that just kind of broadened my eyes a little bit, Drew Benedict has taken over 50 threes on the season. This kid is not afraid to take a three from anywhere on the court. Sometimes, and most usually, we see him taking it from right there on the S of the Foresters logo.
And he shouldn't be scared to take it from anywhere. We've seen Benedict hit from about anywhere on the court. I mean, he reminds me a lot of a Kellen Dunham that's at Butler right now. The minute he walks past half court, you need to have a hand in his face.
Interesting note about Butler, though. We saw them defeat North Carolina last week. So.
Yes, we did.
I know you're a fan of that since you're a fan of Duke.
You are correct. It was beautiful watching all those all those early tournaments in college basketball during Thanksgiving. We're set for the tip. It's going to be Peterson and Muttendorf.
Getting a bit antsy.
Yeah. Peterson wins the tip and gets it to Heinen. Heinen has Hamilton on him. Man-to-man defense being run early by the Cougars. Peterson has it down low on the low block, goes up, gets it blocked by Muttendorf. Hamilton gets it up to Hogan's. We see man-to-man defense being run by the Foresters also.
You don't often say that Peterson gets blocked, as he is standing at an astounding 6'10".
He's nearing that 7-foot mark. Like you said, you don't often see him get blocked. Starks gets it over to Hewitt. Hewitt on the side to Hamilton. He has Pippinger on him. He gets caught. Out to Hogan. Hogan takes a long three, and that's good. First.
It was great defense by the Foresters. I loved Pip just getting in the face of the Cougars. But when the ball falls, there's not much you can do about it.
We see Pippinger swinging out to Platt. Platt going down low to Wool. It's poked away by Starks. He has a steal. He's going all the way. He'll be fouled, and he will miss that. So that'll be Thomas Starks, the 6'5" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, going to the line to shoot a pair. You know, Victor, Thomas Starks isn't necessarily the leading scorer on this team, but he does almost average a double-double with 11 points and 9 rebounds a game.
As I've said before, Logan, is that it's not about how many points you score, but when you score them. And just looking at the stats, the Cougars know when to score them.
And Starks gonna hit both of them to give the Cougars a 5-0 early lead over the Foresters.
Not the way the Foresters want to start the night out, but as I said in the pregame, they usually have trouble going against a good defensive squad, but usually rebound in the second half.
Heinen does a good job maneuvering through the defense there to get the first points on the board for the Foresters.
Another interesting statistic, Logan, is that the Foresters are outscored in the first half, but they outscore their opponent in the second.
Second half team from the Foresters, like we said, they're gonna have to come out hot though. Hogan left open for three, and he drills that one again. 2 for 2 for Caleb Hogan from nearly the same spot. And Coach Platt's gonna take an early timeout for the Foresters.
As I said, Logan, and I bet Coach Platt agrees with me, this is not the way his Forester squad he assumed would start out. They had a turnover, they had missed shots. It's just not the way the Foresters want to start right now. And on that last defensive possession for the Foresters, the guys should have realized with Derek Heinen down, someone has to step over to guard the wide open for the three.
Like you mentioned, this is not the Forester way. I know there's some shirts I see in the crowd that say the Forester's way, and this is not what they do. Usually the Foresters come out and go blow for blow from the beginning, but so far it's been the Cougars getting on top with some quick threes by Hogan.
Speaking of the crowd, I'd like to welcome Roanoke Elementary School as they're in the stands for us tonight. Always like to see the future Foresters out in the crowd.
We see the Foresters coming back out, going against now a different defensive set. Heinen dish off to Pippinger. We see the 1-3-1 being run out of Spring Arbor. Heinen finds Pippinger for an open three, and that's good.
Pippinger is not only not only shooting, 60% from the field, but he's shooting over 50% from the three-point as well.
We have an illegal screen by Zach Muttendorp, the 6'8 freshman. That'll be his first foul. Heinen gonna bring it up, and now Spring Arbor switching back into man-to-man after Pippinger drilled that three. Bull gets the pass, dish to Pippinger in the wing. He gets down low to Wool. Wool going to work on the smaller Hewitt. He goes up, gets it blocked away by Mietendorp. Platt comes up with the loose ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Heinen has it now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Heinen maneuvering in, teardrop, that's good.
A great screen set up by Big Al.
8-7, Forster's coming out of the timeout with some quick points. We see Hogan with the ball up top. Swings it over to Starks. Starks back to Hewitt in the corner. Hewitt has Platt draped on him. He'll throw it back up top to Hogan. Spring Arbor doing a nice job passing the ball around. Hamilton drives in, dish out to Hogan. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hogan driving, gets it blocked by Peterson. Mittendorf comes up with the loose ball. Out to Hewitt, and he drills the three just as the shot clock expired.
I don't know. I think we might have to go to the replay for that one, see if he got it off in time. But nonetheless, looks like the Cougars have a Drew Benedict of their own.
Like you said, Victor, Cougars coming out very fresh, hitting 3 threes already. Heinen gonna drive, dish down low to Peterson. He will be called for a travel. He met the big body of Thomas Starks down low. Now we have a timeout on the floor with the Spring Arbor Cougars leading 11-7 over the Huntington University Foresters.
Well, one thing to note, Logan, is last Tuesday night, the Foresters, they went down to Marion University down in Indy, whereas the girls, they faced Marion University here in Platt Arena, and it was a very tight matchup. But unfortunately, the Lady Foresters lost that one by just a few, but I'm sure we're going to see an exciting matchup from that again later down in the year. But getting back on the guys, they were down the whole game against the Knights down in Indy. So I think that's where the Foresters play best, is from, even though it's not ideal, they are still very good at playing from behind and playing from that underdog persona, even though they usually aren't the underdogs, but they know how to come back and win the game.
Like you said, Foresters are not an unusual territory being down, but somehow, like you said, they always find a way to claw back in and win. Right when you think they're down and out, they come right back into it.
That media timeout was brought to you by Huntingtonian, our newspaper affiliate on campus. Follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian. And you said claw back in, Logan. I think they might have to chop their way back in.
That is true. Being the Foresters going to have to tear down all the barriers in their way. We see the first substitution for the Foresters, the freshman Austin Clark in for Alec Peterson. At the 5 position, he'll have to take on Zach Muttendorp from Spring Arbor. That'll be his man-to-man matchup. Starks has the ball up top, gonna get it out to Hogan now. Hogan gonna set up the offense. Hamilton gets it down to Starks. He's gonna try to force it down low. Clark right there to hit it away. Still gonna be Spring Arbor's ball.
That's one thing that Austin Clark, and I think that's why Platt put him in. One thing Austin Clark has, and the senior Peterson does not, is the hustle and the agility that the young freshman has.
We see Tyler Hughes coming in for Muttendorp and Spring Arbor. Starks takes the long 3, rims around and out. Strong rebound by Pippinger. Heinen gets it. He's looking to push. He dishes to Pippinger. Pippinger out to Heinen. Heinen pump fakes. And he'll pull it back out.
Did you see that, Logan? Number 11 of the Cougars, Greg Hamilton, just ran right into Austin Clark. It's getting a bit chippy down there.
Dan Wool with a nice find to Austin Clark. And Clark getting right into the action.
That's a problem when you play aggressive defense. Somehow, some way, there's gonna be a hole.
We see Hughes with the ball. Clark on him. Up top now to Starks. Wool guards him. Back down low to Hughes. He's able to get his layup to fall over Clark. Derek Heinen brings the ball up for the Foresters. Platt has it over to Heinen. Heinen driving in on his man. Lefty layups up and in.
And as I just mentioned, in aggressive defense, there's holes. And I look for the general number 2, Derek Heinen, to find those holes because he does a great job maneuvering to the basket each game.
You see Hughes taking the mid-range, and that's good. Tyler Hughes with 4 quick points off the bench for Spring Arbor. Pippinger gets it, swing out to Wool. Wool takes the long 2, and that's good. Only a 2-point ball game. Spring Arbor on top. Hewitt gets it to Hogan. Hogan up top to Starks. Hughes gets the ball on the baseline, out to Hogan. Thought about shooting, back down to Hughes. Hughes going to work on Clark, powering in, gets it blocked by Clark. Rebound goes to Starks. Starks goes up and in for 2.
You have to admire number 32 of the Cougars, just coming off the bench and playing very aggressively, but you also have to give props to the young freshman Austin Clark for holding his ground. As number 32, he's a senior, so when you have a freshman-senior matchup like that, you have to hold strong.
What a beautiful passing lane we just saw there out of the Foresters between Heinen, Wool, and Clark, just passing the ball around to get an easy 2 out of Austin Clark. Wool hit, almost getting the steal. Clark going to the ground for it, and they're gonna say it went off of Hughes. Forester ball.
Again, you have to love Austin Clark. He is just all over the ball right now and putting it all out there for the Forester squad, and that's why they're only down by 2 right now.
Heinen gets it to Murder. And Heinen bringing up Murder comes in for Pippinger. Also, Platt will take a seat. In for him will be Benedict. Benedict gets it on the near side. Gets it down to Heinen. Heinen posting up Hamilton. Dish out to Benedict. Pump fake. Pass to Heinen. Heinen takes the 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Hogan. Hogan picks up a screen from Hughes. Step back 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Wool. Heinen gets it, and they're Forster's looking to run. Wool takes the 3. That's no good. And Hughes almost hits it out, saves it.
Great effort by number 32, Tyler Hughes. I thought for sure that ball was going back in white possession for the Foresters, but great hustle being shown by the Cougars.
See a turnover now by the Cougars. Drew Zadima couldn't quite handle the pass. He goes out of bounds right into the sideline of the Foresters. We saw Kyle Platt almost fall down. He keeps it up though. 17-15 Spring Arbor still on top of the Foresters. Nearing the 11-minute mark this first half. Murder gets the pass. He's gonna pick up a screen. Murder throws it away to Hogan. Hogan's going all the way, and he gets that easy too.
Caleb Hogan's for the Cougars. That's his 2nd steal now, I believe. So you have to watch out for him. He's just trying to be a ghost for the Cougars.
Benedict taking the long 3. Splish, splash, Drew Benedict.
Splish, splash, take a bath. Drew Benedict, I just don't know. He'll take a shot from anywhere on the court.
It'll be Jimmy Caudette getting it over to Hogan. Hogan going down to Hughes. Peterson trying to deny him. Caudette taking the long 3. That's no good. Heinen and Peterson working together for the rebound. Heinen gets it up to Murder. Murder, no look pass to Clark. He goes up and he gets blocked. And Clark got fouled and will go to the line.
The foul looked harder than I think it was, but nonetheless, a semi-hard foul by the Cougars, sending Austin Clark to the line.
Clark has a chance to put the Foresters on top for the first time in this ballgame if he can hit these 2 free throws. His first one's up, and that one's good. We see Hogan and also Cadet will take a seat, and for them will be Hewitt and Starks, the starters, coming back out onto the court.
Number 44, Austin Clark, was at the line.
And Clark drills the second to give the Foresters their first lead.
As we'll see Daniel Wall come in for the great Austin Clark, just a freshman, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to say, with Hogan's out of the game, number 2 of the Cougars, this is the time and place where the Foresters need to capitalize and let Drew Benedict get open, as he has the smaller size advantage, and just shoot the threes.
Shooting the threes will be key for the Foresters. We've seen Spring Arbor already capitalize on it. Hughes gets denied in the post by Peterson. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hewitt's gonna have to hurry. He's trying to put the moves on. Throws it deep to Zudima. Zudima hits the long 3.
I think that shocked everyone here inside Platt Arena. Drew Benedict's right there for the stop, but the ball silky smooth right through the white nets.
Heinen pull up Jay from the free throw line, rims around and out. Starks with the rebound. He gets it up to Hamilton, and Hamilton will pull it back out and run the offense. Hamilton gonna drive left side, and he gets a foul on Alec Peterson, and one opportunity coming for Greg Hamilton.
Ref's gonna say that his body wasn't vertical. Platt not agreeing with that call, along with the crowd. But now we'll see good old Kyle Pippinger come back in for the Foresters.
Hamilton at the line for 1 shot.
Hamilton gonna shoot 1 at the free throw line. And he hits that one. Full court press being run by the Foresters. The 2-2-1 press. Heinen gets it to Benedict. He gets it right back to Heinen and past the timeline. Man-to-man defense now, but we see Benedict taking the 3, and that's good!
Fearless Drew Benedict, almost once, as I said earlier, from the S of the Foresters.
He had made up his mind he was going to take that shot before he'd even caught the ball.
And that's what the Foresters have to see, is just showing courage in the face of blocking danger.
Great shot there from Greg Hamilton, and Spring Arbor went right into the chest of Pippinger when driving, created some space, and was able to get that one up and in for 2. Wool gets the pass, gonna find Heinen. Heinen drives right side, dish to Benedict. Benedict gets it back to Heinen. Heinen looking to drive. Dish to Peterson down low. Peterson goes up, he gets it blocked by Muttendorf. Here comes Hewitt the other way. Pull up 3. No good. Rebound Pippinger. Heinen runs it up. Gets it to Pippinger. Pippinger down low to Peterson. He goes up and in. That's good for 2.
The Cougars tried to block that shot and hit the backboard so hard that they almost set the shot clock off.
You don't see that too often. We'll see Hamilton going down low to Muttendorf. Peterson on him. He goes up, gets it blocked by Peterson. Benedict comes up with the ball. He'll throw it to Wool. Wool in the corner. Driving baseline spin move up for 2. That's no good. Ball looked to go off of Spring Arbor, and it did.
I think the senior Alec Peterson, I hate to say this about teammates, but I think he might have gotten fed up with the freshman Austin Clark outshining him. And all of a sudden now we see Alec Peterson with a backboard, block, some rebounds. I mean, this kid doing a great job.
Like I said, saw some great hustle there out of Alec Peterson. Doing a good job keeping the ball alive, getting first points on the board. Like I said, Austin Clark was here at the scores table, and right when Peterson scored, Coach Platt brought him back to the bench. They're going to let Alec Peterson, the senior, do some work.
I think that might have been a motivation for the senior Alec Peterson, because if you see someone's going to come in for you, then you want as many minutes as you want. So you got to make sure to perform well, and that's exactly what Peterson did. So I see the tactic that coach is trying to put forth there, is that if you're not performing well, you're going to come out of the game. So you got to have that next man up mentality that someone can take your place, and that just encourages you to do better.
You always like the next man up, especially here in college basketball, where if this Forester team can go 10 deep, 10, 11 deep. I mean, it seems like anybody can play, and that's exactly what they've been doing. You've seen a lot of freshmen even getting good playing time, and the Forester is doing a great job really moving the ball around, but Spring Arbor still has a 2-point advantage over the Foresters.
A great job by the Foresters indeed, moving the ball around. But reminder, this media timeout was brought to you by FDN News, our counterparts here in the Forest Digital Network, providing the news for all of Huntington University campus. Follow them on at FDN_news.
Heinen will inbound from the baseline coming out of the timeout. Gets it to Wool. Wool almost went for the alley-oop. Pulls it back down. Gets it to Peterson. Peterson takes the elbow jumper. It's not there.
Coach Platt aggravated with his guys. He, as we heard, he had told him to just go for the layup, but he tried to play it fancy, and you can't play it fancy when you're down in the game.
We see Hewitt picking the screen from Starks, driving left side, finds Muttendorp. 5 seconds on the shot clock. W. Zadima taking the three, and that's good. And Coach Platt looks disgusted with his fellas. He's going to call full timeout.
The Cougars, they've just been hitting from everywhere on the court tonight. Another three being shown by them. They're showing some fearlessness of their own, just hitting from anywhere on the court. But I think that's where the Foresters need to change up their matchup. The Cougars have been playing perimeter shooting offensively on the offensive side of the ball, and that's where the Foresters now have to capitalize and maybe play a little zone defense, recognize that they're trying to shoot perimeter, and then on our side of the ball, on the Forester side of the ball, try to just dive right in, go up the middle, try to find the hole in the aggressive defense being shown by the Cougars, because every time you play aggressive, there has to be a hole somewhere. So it just takes patience, finding that hole, let Derek Heinen just get right up the middle, as he's shown earlier in this game that he can do.
Good analyst there from Victor McCarty. As we know, you do it all, even on social media. You take care of us there on FDN Sports. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FDN Sports, as Victor McCarty always keeping us updated, doing a great job. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Heinen bringing the ball up. Force is going to have to just hit some more shots and play some more defense, as he said, Victor. Benedict has the ball on the near side. 2-3 zone coming out of Spring Arbor now. Wolf dish off to Heinen. Heinen taking the wide open three, and that's there. Drew Heinen with a fist bump of his own. Hogan has it up top for Spring Arbor. Cougars looking to get some offense running. Hewitt drives, dish off to Hamilton. Hamilton denied inside by Pippinger. He'll dish it out to Hogan. Hogan to Hewitt, out to Starks for three, and that's good. Starks with a huge answer for the Cougars as they hold a 5-point advantage. Back to man-to-man defense being run by Spring Arbor. Wool has the ball at the top of the key. Goes down low to Heinen on the low block. Heinen with the layup, not there. Rebound goes to Hewitt.
One thing about going up the middle is that you can't shoot unless you know you're going to make it, unless you have a fellow teammate there to gain the rebound. And that's one just point where the Foresters have not done so well throughout the season, is they shoot, but they don't recognize where their teammates are.
Peterson with a strong rebound there. He'll get it to Heinen. Heinen throws up to Pippinger.
That could have been another steal right there by Hogan, so it was a good thing Pip was able to get the ball. But we see a steal anyway.
Hamilton gonna go up, finally gets it to fall.
Spring Arbor basket number 11, Greg Hamilton.
And Heinen having a conversation with the referee while he's bringing it up, thought that there was gonna be a carry called. He's gonna pick up a screen from Wool. Heinen driving in, goes up for two, and that's good.
Number 2, Greg Heinen.
Hogan runs it up quickly. Finds Starks up top. Down low to Mundorp, and they're gonna say that Peterson wrapped around him with his arm. Foul going on Alec Peterson.
Huntington foul number 33, Alec Peterson.
And that's his second foul. Now we see Peterson and Pippinger will take a seat. Also Drew Benedict, and for them will be Austin Clark, Devin Murder, and Kyle Platt, 3 freshmen.
A very young Forester squad, all underclassmen in right now.
Hogan picking up a double screen from Starks and Hughes. Driving in right side, dish out. It's stolen away by Platt. Heinen gets the ball, picks up a screen from Clark, goes to Murder. Murder down to Wool. Wool drives in, and it's going to be a charging call on Dan Wool.
I think that one could have gone either way, Logan, but refs calling it a charge by Daniel Wall. That's the 4 fouls now by the Foresters already.
Hogan gonna walk it up for Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor still has a 35-30 point lead over the Foresters. Starks has it up top over to Hogan. Spring Arbor doing a good job passing the ball around with good ball movement. We see Hogan gonna take the 3. That rims around and out. Rebound goes to Clark. Heinen running it up. Runs to the corner, and they're gonna say he stepped on the sideline and out of bounds. And Coach Platt can't believe it that Derek Heinen stepped out of bounds. Just a miscue there for the Foresters. Hughes has it up top over to Starks on the left side. Hamilton gonna take the elbow shot. That's not good. Heinen gets the rebound.
I see the freshman Austin Clark chatting it up on the court for the Foresters. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of him. As we see Derek Heinen miss, but I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Austin Clark, the freshman, because he is really leading the way for the Foresters defensively and offensively right now.
Hughes goes up, gets it swatted by Clark, goes right back to Hughes. He'll miss it, get his own rebound, and Clark finally comes up with the rebound. And they're gonna call foul on Tyler Hughes as Clark had a strong rebound there. That foul goes against Spring Arbor, and the Foresters will get the ball.
Well, the freshman, he's trying to prove his worth. He's going against a senior right now, number 32, Tyler Hughes. So, again, he is wanting to show up the senior and say, this is why I'm on the court right now.
Heinen has it, gonna pick up the screen from Clark. Out to Wool, and Hogan coming up with another steal. He's gonna drive in, gets Wool up in the air, and that's gonna be a foul on Dan Wool. Hogan did a nice job getting Dan Wool off his feet.
Foresters foul on number 45, Daniel Wool. His second, the team's 5th.
It was a smart job by number 2, Caleb Hogan, excuse me, as he knew Wall was right there to get the block, but he hesitated, and that's what caused the foul.
Hogan gonna hit the first, as now we'll see Trevor Lockwood and Drew Benedict entering the ballgame for Devin Murder and Dan Wool. As we mentioned, Wool picked up his second foul. Lockwood getting first appearance of the night, coming in for him. Still a young lineup out there for the Foresters. We see 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores. 7-point advantage now for the Cougars after Hogan hit both of those.
Within the last 2 minutes of the first, I think it'd be wise for the Foresters not to pass it in the direction of number 2, Caleb Hogan's.
Heinen drives baseline, gets it to Clark. Clark pass off to Lockwood. He'll get fouled by Peter Berry.
Lockwood tried to go up for the slam jam, but draws the foul out of number 33.
Lockwood going to the line to shoot a pair. Drills the first one. There you go, 2 for 2 from the line. And second one's up, and that's good. Hogan getting it up court. Gets it to Love, over to Hughes. Hughes up top. Gonna find Hamilton. Hamilton over to Barry. He'll find Hogan. Hogan has the ball up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hogan picks up a screen. Dish back to Barry. Barry over to Hogan in the corner for 3. That's not there. Loose ball goes to Hughes, and Spring Arbor gets a fresh 35. Heinen almost with the steal. Hughes gonna find Love in the corner for 3, and Heinen gets the rebound.
I would have been astonished if Hogan's 3 would have gone in, because that would have been over the freshman Trevor Lockwood, and he's 6'8".
Benedict takes a quick 3. It's not there. Going for the 2-for-1 opportunity. Hughes gets the rebound, and Hogan walks it up court. Start the offense. Good motion being run by Spring Arbor. Screens after screens just to keep the offense moving. 10 seconds on the shot clock. We see Hamilton with the ball. Benedict meets him out by the volleyball line. Hamilton driving right side. He goes up. He gets it blocked. Hughes right there at the rebound. Puts it right back up and in. 10 seconds. 5 seconds left in this half. Heinen with the ball.
They need to give it to Drew Benedict. He's wide open on the outside.
Heinen gets the 3 off, and the air balls couldn't quite get that one to fall. And that's how this first half will end. 39-32. Spring Arbor on top of the Foresters.
As you just said, 39-32. Cougars in the lead as we see the Foresters go into the locker room. Definitely not a first half that Coach Platt wanted to see out of his guys, but nonetheless, he's just going to have to talk them up in the locker room during halftime and just try to figure a way to capitalize against this aggressive Cougar team here tonight inside Platt Arena. We'll take a break here on FDN Sports. I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. Once again, Cougars leading the Foresters 39-32 at the half.
They win a free pizza from Pizza Hut, and if they hit the half-court shot, they win a $100 gift certificate. When we call your ticket number, please report to the scoring table with your ticket. First ticket, 601. 240.
Okay, I see what I'm getting.
Second ticket, 601 275. 275. And the third ticket, 601 270. 270. First ticket, 240. The second ticket, 275.
You said no.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this evening is Roanoke Elementary School night in the Huntington University men's basketball program.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
My name is James Parker and I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I'm majoring in exercise science under the Department of Kinesiology.
My name is Paris Williams and my major is sports and exercise studies.
Our department really comes in two different areas. The exercise science area, which is interested in the medical aspects of exercise. And the other side of the department looks at recreation and sport management, which is a little bit more in the business and the administrative side of sport.
Growing up, my mother had a lot of difficulties maintaining a healthy weight. And then when I got older, I made it my goal to try and motivate her and help her. And in about a 2-year period, she lost almost 75 pounds. I just saw how her life became better, and I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So it started at home, and hopefully I can impact a lot more households.
I was an exercise science major, but when I got a job here as an athletic trainer, that kind of changed my mind, and that's what I wanted to pursue. So I changed my major to exercise and sports studies.
The professors and faculty go and take the extra step to commit to students and to influence their lives and really set time apart for us, which is great.
My relationship with faculty and staff here in this department is really fun and easygoing.
They'll chat to you if they see you, they'll come and talk to you, and they want to know where you want to go in life and how they can help you get there, more so than just helping you get an A in the class.
I think like most professors here at Huntington University, we're here because we want to have relationships with the students. We don't want to just come to class and teach for 50 minutes and then go home. We're interested in interacting with them personally and getting to know them.
All my classes, we're all able to get direct feedback from the professors when we have questions.
You never feel like just a number in any of them. You actually get to know the professor. You never feel afraid to ask questions.
A lot of our classes are very hands-on. We put a lot of emphasis on developing those skills by actually having them do the skills and not just talking about them in the classroom.
We have the YMCA close by and Parkview Hospital that's really close by, and between the two we get a lot of internship hours and get to actually practice what we learn about in the classroom.
We do blood pressure, skin fold tests. We get to do bod pod testing.
We have the bod pod, which is something that only a handful of schools in Indiana have, and the other schools are really big schools.
The university has been very good about making sure that we can have the latest and the best stuff in our labs so that we're testing students in stuff that they're going to see in the industry.
When you compare schools of our size against us, I'd say our resources are a lot better. The equipment we have is fantastic.
Post-graduation for our students is very strong. They end up going usually one of two ways, either into graduate school or into a position that is relevant to the field. If they've done their part here to work hard, to make sure they have good internship experiences, good recommendations, then they are very, very competitive in whatever they want to do after graduation.
I'll be graduating this May, and I'm really excited to start working as a fitness and wellness coach at a corporate wellness center in Chicago.
After I graduate from here, I'll actually be going to Manchester University, and I'll be going to their athletic training program to become an athletic trainer.
At Lakeview Middle School, I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher. I primarily teach 12, 13, and sometimes 14-year-olds reading and writing.
One of the unique things about the teacher education program at Huntington University is the relationships that are developed between the faculty and students.
They are super thoughtful people. They want to be a part of your life. They want to, be your mentor and help you through this process of becoming the best teacher that you could possibly be.
I have a very good relationship with a lot of my professors from Huntington, and I think that's because they asked me questions that were even outside of the classroom. And then after class, I wanted to tell them about things that were going on in my life and the exciting things with teaching.
And because our class sizes are small, we get to know them as people, we get to know their strengths, weaknesses, because then we know how best to help them. And it also simply makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable.
I still use a lot of the activities I learned with them with my students today. And so it was really helpful to have that time with them and especially those conversations with them. I think that Huntington prepared me incredibly well for the teaching position I have now. From the beginning of when I started at Huntington, I felt like it was a place where I was able to grow as an individual as well as in the intended profession that I wanted to be in now.
We actually have a number of elementary and middle school and secondary programs. Each person that comes through the elementary program gets at least a couple of different certifications. And then we have secondary or high school programs in the typical content areas like history education, English education, biology education, chemistry education.
Yes, you're going to be exhausted, and yes, you're going to stay up crazy late writing lesson plans and making bulletin boards and curriculum and activities, but get excited that this is going to prepare you very well for your future.
I was able to figure out, even if I'm in a public school setting, how I can demonstrate my faith and show that I am a Christian without explicitly saying it. And I think that Huntington really allowed me to develop a deeper understanding of what my faith was, and so that way I'm able to express my faith to the students in a public school setting. And I do not think that I would be able to take on this role of a teacher if I had not had the structure and the support and the love from the departments and the professors at Huntington.
And I'm happy to say we have a very good success rate. Over the past 5 or 6 years, we've had within 6 months of graduation, we tend to average about a 90% employment rate.
I have been completely blessed by it, by the professors, by all the hands-on experience they've given us, and I feel pretty prepared now, which is a great feeling.
Hello and welcome back inside Blatt Arena. I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt, and this is the halftime score, ladies and gentlemen. Foresters with 32 and the Spring Arbor Cougars with 39. What stood out to you in the first, Logan?
Really, the main thing that stood out to me was the turnovers for the Foresters. They had 8 turnovers on the night. I know we saw Caleb Hogan for Spring Arbor get 2 steals, but also there was Colin Hewitt picking up 2 steals of his own. It was just the Cougars coming out with all those different defensive sets. We saw the 1-2-2. We saw a 2-3 zone, man-to-man. That's hard to break when you see so many different defenses throughout the game for the Foresters.
Well, we saw why the Cougars are ranked 7th in scoring defense with 61 points and 8th in rebound defense with 29.5. I mean, the great defense shown by the Cougars. And then if you want to talk offensive side of the ball for the Cougars, they were not afraid to take the three, sort of living and dying by the three in the first half. They were 42% from the three-point range. Both teams 100% at the free throw line, so that's always a positive thing. And then field goal percentage, Foresters just niching out the Cougars 52% to 51.
Like you said, it was great three-point shooting by Spring Arbor. Great free throw shooting overall by both teams. We saw Caleb Hogan get out to a quick start, hit 3 threes to begin with, got 13 points on the board. He's leading Spring Arbor, but the man Derek Heinen is leading the way for the Foresters. He's taken 10 shots already. He's 50% from the floor. Has 11 points on the night so far. I expect to see a lot more out of him, and I know you mentioned him earlier in pregame. I said Dan Wool is going to lead the team. You came out and said Derek Heinen. You were right.
Yes, indeed. Derek Heinen and Austin Clark, they have been the forefathers for the Foresters tonight, and they have to keep it up, as well as the rest of the squad has to step it up in the second. Touching on Caleb Hogan's tonight, the flash and arrow, they combine on the CW, and I hope to get back in time to watch that tonight. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to superheroes, but if you want to talk about a super performance, Caleb Hogan, he's looking like the Flash out there on the court. I mean, with those steals, with those threes, anywhere the Foresters go with the ball, he seems to be right there. He is definitely a presence that the Foresters have felt on the negative end.
That is for sure. Caleb Hogan has been all over the court offensively and defensively. But something I would like to touch on is that the Foresters are losing the rebounding game right now. We know the Spring Arbor has 13 total rebounds on the night. Foresters only with 11. It's only, 2 rebound differential, but usually the Foresters are dominating the glass, and we haven't seen that out of them tonight.
We have not indeed. But just talking again on how Derek Heinen, he's the only one in double-digit scoring for the Foresters with 11 points, and the only one that is next close to that is Drew Benedict with 6 points of 2 threes of his own. I mean, the Foresters, again, someone has to step up here in the second, come out of the gate swinging for the Foresters. Got to bring their axe down on the court and just try to get something going, light the fire in the forest.
You got to think that one is going to be Dan Wool. Dan Wool has to be the man. We saw him and Alec Peterson get in foul trouble early, both with 2 fouls apiece, and Wool had to exit the game. Just brought in Trevor Lockwood, who's a good spark off the bench. But Dan Wool has to come out here and be more assertive. Him and Alec Peterson have to dominate down low, show why they're the starters, and not let Clark and Lockwood take all the glory down low.
I would like to see Daniel Wall play a little more aggressively. He has 77 rebounds on the year, 51% from the field, 16 points per game. He always performs better when he's playing aggressively. And it's just really comes down to it. The Foresters need to have better ball control, better ball movement. We saw a hint of that at the end of the first, but they need to keep it going here in the second. This is where they outscore their opponents, so they have to prove that tonight.
Like you said, Foresters really going to have to just outshoot Spring Arbor. It's also going to start on the defensive end, rebounding, steals, block shots, turnovers. It goes down to the fundamentals of the game. Spring Arbor with a 39-32 lead over the 21st ranked Huntington University Foresters. We see the second half about ready to get underway.
We saw Tyler Hughes come off the bench for Spring Arbor in the first, and he's a senior, did a great effort left on the court, and I look for him coming off the bench again here in the second to perform just as well.
It's going to be Starks, Hogan, Hewitt, Hamilton, and Mettendorf starting for Spring Arbor. For the Foresters, it's Heinen, Peterson, Wool, Pippinger, and Drew Benedict is in for Kyle Platt. We saw Benedict get out to a quick start, hit 2 threes, and that's what's earned him in the starting spot early in this second half. Mettendorf getting the first points on the board of the second half, getting a nice floater to go. It'll be Heinen bringing it up. Good switch defensively by Spring Arbor, and it's going to be a foul called on Caleb Hogan. First foul of this second half belongs to Spring Arbor as Hogan just pushed Dan Wool to the ground. Benedict inbounding to Heinen. Heinen picks up a screen from Wool. Benedict getting the pass up top. Out to Pippinger on the far side. Pippinger goes in the post to Wool. He's posting up on Starks, backing him down. Gets into the lane, dish out to Heinen. Heinen gets screen from Peterson. Out to Benedict. Benedict pump fakes. Pass down low to Peterson. It's stolen away. Hewitt comes up with the ball. He gets it up to Hamilton. Heinen meets him. Starks has it. Over to Hogan on the near side. Hogan dribbles it over to Hewitt. Hewitt gets Starks over to Hamilton in the corner. Down low to Muttendorf. Hogan comes up with the loose ball after poked away by Peterson.
Forster should have been more aggressive there. That could have been a turnover by the Cougars and gotten the fast break.
Muttendorf falls to the ground. And it's going to be a jump ball as Peterson and Muttendorf both had their hands on it. Possession error favors the Foresters.
Number 5, Zach Mendendorp of the Cougars. You know, he's impressed me somewhat on the court tonight, Logan. He's a freshman going up against the senior Alec Peterson. He's really been tried to put forth the aggressive effort that the rest of the Cougar team has put forth. And it's something special to see out of the freshman tonight.
Steal on the other end by Spring Arbor. Hamilton left open for 3. He misses the open one. Heinen went for the charge, didn't get it. He's leading the charge though this way. Heinen drives in, dish off to Wool. Wool goes up and he is fouled. So Dan Wool will have a chance to get going. So he will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul goes on Zach Middendorp. That's his second foul. Wool will look to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Dan Wool hits the first. Looking to tack on this second one as it's up. Rolls around and in for Dan Wool. Hogan gets it up court for the Foresters. Over to Starks, back over to Hogan on the far side. Down to Muttendorf, Peterson on him. Hamilton has it in the corner, Pippinger on him. Out to Hogan up top. Heinen's right there on him. Hewitt's looking down low. He drives in, goes up for 2, it's no good. Rebound goes to Wool, he gets it to Heinen.
Smart play by the Foresters.
Heinen takes it all the way, can't get it. Ball goes out of bounds, going to Spring Arbor. Looked like that ball may have gone off the knee there of Spring Arbor, but they're gonna keep the ball. Hamilton slowing things down, picking up the double screen, driving in. Dish out to Hewitt, he got Benedict on his feet, and he'll drill that mid-range jumper. Heinen bringing it up. Gets it to Wool. Wool finds Benedict in the corner for 3. He's fouled. That foul will be on Colin Hewitt. That'll be 3 shots for Drew Benedict.
That's 3 fouls for the Cougars here inside the second. That's going to be a factor going on in the game.
Benedict drilling the first free throw attempt. His second one's up. Makes that one look routine. So now we see substitutions. Austin Clark comes in for Alec Peterson. Trevor Lucas coming in for Derek Heinen. Coach Platt being very active, going to his bench early in this second half.
Well, I think he knows that his starters are going to be pivotal down the stretch, and you need that experience as the game progresses. As Kyle Platt now comes in, and we heard Coach Platt tell his son right before he went in for the Foresters that he needs to play aggressive. And that is evident that Coach Platt wants his whole team to play aggressive, but especially his son.
Zudema left open in the corner for 3 as he hits that one.
Again, we're seeing the Cougars living or dying by the 3, and it seems to be working for him, Logan.
Clark gets the ball. He drives in, goes up for two. Gonna get the roll on that layup.
I think that might have been the aggressiveness Coach Platt was talking about.
Starks finds Hamilton. He's driving in. Dish out to Hogan in the corner for Zudema. Lucas right on him. We see Starks get the ball up top, driving in, out to Hogan. Hogan pump fake, and they're gonna call a foul on Pippinger. That'll be Pippinger's first foul. Now we'll see substitution. Tyler Hughes coming in for Zach Mindendorf. We see Hughes come off the bench. And the first half, like he mentioned, Victor, and there's a huge spark for Spring Arbor. He's going to look to do that again. Baseline entry there. We see Zunema gets it up top. Platt on him. Over to Hamilton. Dish off to Hughes. Hughes goes up. He gets it. He gets it blocked. They're going to call goaltending on the Foresters.
This is a full media timeout.
Now we have a timeout on the floor. Spring Arbor leading 48-39, just under the 16-minute mark in this second half. Victor, what have you seen that, has anything changed, I guess I should say, from the first half to the second half?
You know, to be honest, I really don't see anything that has changed. I think the Cougars have come out of the gate once more being in the aggressive manner that they started the game, and the Foresters just haven't been able to find a response. And now with number 32 Tyler Hughes in for the Cougars, I see that, I just look for that to progress for the Cougars, because he has been one of the guys that has led the aggressive charge.
Like you said, we've seen Spring Arbor being very aggressive. Drew Zudema hitting those threes coming off the bench for the Cougars. He averages almost 3 threes a game. Zudema is a force to be reckoned with. And frankly, the Foresters got to get a hand up in his face. I mean, having a guy like Drew Benedict on your team makes you realize how much of a dead-eye shooter can be, how much they can hurt you on the other end. So the Foresters really going to have to be aware of that and get some open looks on the offensive end.
This media timeout was brought to you by the Huntingtonian, the newspaper affiliate here on Huntington University's campus. Follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian. Speaking of threes real quick though, Logan, at the halftime shootout, we saw one of our own Foresters hit a shot from the half-court line. So that's always something special to see. The fans definitely loving that. And I hope that would energize them to motivate their Foresters to get back into the game.
That means free Pizza Hut, right? I do believe that means free Pizza Hut for the young man.
I hope we get some free pizza.
Wouldn't mind that one bit. I see a turnover out of the timeout for the Foresters. Pass going right out of Trevor Lucas's hands. So it'll be Spring Arbor balls. Hogan walks it up. Gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton picks up the screen from Hughes up top. Hamilton driving in. Up and in with a contact layup. Pippinger bringing the ball up. He's going to pass it over to Wool. And Pippinger got poked in the eye. And the referee's going to make sure he's okay. Looks like contact may have come out.
Well, with new technology, Logan, there always seems to be new problems. But we're going to see Kyle Pippinger come out of the game and Drew Benedict come in for him. And Derek Heinen come in for number 1, Trevor Lucas. Hopefully that doesn't fault Kyle Pippinger's eyesight down the game, because the Foresters are going to need him.
Derek Heinen being aggressive, driving in. Dish to Wolf for the elbow shot. That's not there. Rebound goes to Zudema. Zudema behind the back pass to Hogan. Hogan losing his footing. Somehow gets it over to Zudema. And now it'll be Spring Arbor resetting offensively.
Well, as I mentioned during halftime, Hogan's looking like the Flash out there, and he just showed why with that fancy footwork, almost losing his balance. And he goes in for the 2.
And Coach Platt would like another timeout. They're going to take a full timeout. And like you said, Hogan doing his thing offensively for Spring Arbor, going right past Daniel Wool. And that's what's giving Spring Arbor this lead.
The Foresters just have not been able to find a response to the Cougars of Hogan's and Hughes and others of Hewitt, Hamilton, Starks, Mendendorf. I mean, well, what do the Foresters need to do coming out of this timeout to get back into this game, not only points-wise, but mentally?
Well, the Foresters are going to have to get some stops defensively. They might try getting some switches off of screens and getting their hands active on the perimeter. We've seen a lot of lazy passes that Spring Arbor's been able to connect with. If the Foresters can get those off hands up, maybe deflect some passes, get some steals of their own. But it all starts defensively for the Foresters. They got to stop all the entry passes inside. If someone drives, they really have to be careful. Bring some help defense if you see that the man's beat. Offensively, you got to think that maybe the Foresters can connect down low and a little more with Heinen and Wool, maybe a little pick and roll action. We haven't seen too much. We've seen a lot of individual work and not a lot of teamwork offensively, which is very unusual out of the Foresters.
That's well said, Logan. A lot of individual work, but not very much teamwork, and it takes teamwork to win a game.
Heinen brings the ball up for the Foresters. It'll be the 1-2-2 again out of Spring Arbor. Heinen gets it to Benedict. Benedict takes the three. It's not there. Rebound goes to Wool. Wool goes up and he's fouled.
Well, this is about the only thing the Foresters have going for them right now, is that the Cougars have 4 fouls compared to the Foresters 1.
That foul goes on Hogan. That's his second foul. And Wool drills the first free throw attempt. Second one's up, and that's no good.
2 fast releases by the sophomore Daniel Wall. Maybe should have taken a little bit more time with the second shot.
Hogan has the ball in the corner, driving in. He goes up. He'll get it blocked from behind by Platt. Heinen gets it. He's looking up court, driving in, passes it to Starks as he comes up with the steal.
Again, just not a smart decision by Derek Heinen.
They're going to call Dan Wool with the blocking foul against Starks. That foul be on Wool. That's his third foul.
Coach Platt asking the refs if Wall moved at all. It's just the way the refs have been calling it tonight.
Hughes has it, gets it up to Hogan. Hogan in the corner to Hamilton, and Hamilton with the offense set. Hamilton dish to Zudema in the corner. Gets it to Starks up top. Back to Zudema for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Wool. Wool gets it to Heinen. Benedict has it. Goes down low to Heinen. Heinen pump fake, nothing there. Pass to Wool. Wool up and in for 2.
It was a good job by sophomore Daniel Wall getting in there to help out his fellow Columbia City CC3 brethren, Derek Heinen. Spring Arbor going to take their first 30-second timeout of the game.
52-42. Spring Arbor on top. 13:04 remains. Forces, like I said, going to have to buckle down defensively, force some long jumpers, and really try to get their way back in the game by going down low. We saw Heinen and Wool connecting. Like we mentioned the last time out, that's what they're going to need to do to get back into this game. We've seen some good effort out of Austin Clark so far, really controlling down low with the boards. Him and Dan Wool really come alive, but something to watch out for is that Dan Wool has 3 fouls. So one more foul this early in the second half might be costly for the Foresters.
The Foresters definitely cannot see that. Kyle Pippinger now back in after fixing his contact lens.
And it will be Spring Arbor getting it going offensively. Good motion offense. Wool almost coming up with a steal on the perimeter. The Starks has it. Stark passed over to Hogan. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hogan picks up the double screen. He goes down low to Hughes. Hughes gets Clark in the air, spin move. Rolls around and out. Pippinger with the rebound.
Could have been a travel call on number 2, Hogan's, but refs letting him play.
Wool taking the long 2, and that's good.
That's just the kind of spark that the Foresters need. The ball falling in the favor of the Foresters.
We see the crowd get into it here. The Forest trying to get the Foresters going. Hogan has the ball in the corner, gets it up to Starks. Starks goes down to Hogan. Hogan gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton driving. He dishes out to Starks in the corner for 3, and that's good.
That is inexcusable, Logan. A wide open number 22, Thomas Starks. I'm just baffled right now with the Foresters trying to come back with the momentum they had after Daniel Wall's shot. It's just they need to continue that on the defensive side of the ball, and now they have another turnover.
Zunema going to take the corner 3. That's no good. Hughes comes up with the offensive rebound for Spring Arbor. And Spring Arbor going to reset the offense. Hogan gets it over to Zunema. Zunema gets it back up to Starks. He'll get it to Hamilton. 11.
Excuse me, Logan. I would like to see the Foresters move away from the man-on-man to more of a zone defense.
Their call, Austin Clark with the foul, and Hughes gets the bucket to fall. So that'll be an and one opportunity coming for Spring Arbor. Austin Clark will exit this game, and for him will be Alec Peterson.
Tyler Hughes at the line for 1 shot.
Tyler Hughes gonna get 1 free throw attempt. As we'll see, this one's up. And that's good. Hughes will exit, and for him will be Muttendorp. Full court press coming from Spring Arbor as Heinen runs it up quickly.
I'll tell you what, Logan, number 5, Mendendorp, he might be scrawny, but he's putting the fight to Alec Peterson, and now some life for the Foresters.
Big 3 ball there to get the lead back down to 11 for Spring Arbor. Hogan has it in the corner, gets it over to Barry. Barry over to Hamilton, and Hamilton will hold. Hamilton pass over to Hogan in the corner. Hogan takes a long 2, and that's good.
Hogan's, even though he's missed a few, it doesn't seem like it. This kid doing it all tonight.
Heinen gets it to Benedict for 3. Benedict takes the long 3. It's not there. Hogan with the rebound. And Hogan slows things down, gets it to Hewitt. Hewitt over to Middendorp. Middendorp takes the 2. It's not there. Rebound goes to Benedict, and he will be fouled.
Spring Arbor foul number 10, Colin Hewitt, his second, the team's 5th.
They call that foul on Colin Hewitt. That'll be his 2nd foul.
Again, that's something the Foresters have going for them right now. Even though they're down 47-60, the Cougars do have 5 fouls.
Heinen gonna drive in, go up for 2. It's not there. Peterson with the tip back. It's not there. Peterson gets the rebound. They're gonna call goaltending on Spring Arbor. Muttendorf grabbing the inside of the rim, so 2 points there for the Foresters. The lead's back down to 11. You got to think, Victor, if the Foresters could get on just a small 4-0 run, 6-0 run, they could see the lead go to single figures, that the Foresters might get some life into them and come back and get this ball game.
If the Foresters decrease the lead to single figures, that means the Cougars are beatable, and that gives confidence to this very young Forester squad, and they need a bit of confidence right now.
Most definitely. We see Barry backing in on Wool. He goes up for 2. Well defended, but just hitting a hard jumper there. It's Spring Arbor. Heinen finds Benedict. Get it down low to Wool. Wool driving in. Goes up for 2. It's not there. Wool with the rebound. He goes up and he's fouled. Dan Wool will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul goes on Peter Barrett, his second foul. And Wool hits the first free throw attempt.
That's what I admire about his free throw shots, is that it's just a quick release, and as he hits his second, it's almost like, it's every day, just another day at the work.
He really does make it look routine out there. Back and forth battle so far between Spring Arbor and Huntington. Barry has it at the top of the key, gets it to Hogan. Hogan picking up a screen, gets it to Hewitt. Hewitt over to Hamilton. Hamilton wants the screen. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton drives, dish out to Hewitt for 3, and that's good from the corner.
The Cougars, they just can't miss right now, Logan. They are hitting everything.
We're going to see a foul call on Spring Arbor. That foul goes on Muntendorp. That's his third foul. So I'll send Alec Peterson to the line to shoot the 1-and-1, since that's 7 fouls. So Forster's in the bonus. Peterson misses the first.
Daniel Wall overshooting the rebound, but if he would have had that rebound, it would have been, again, another nice jump start for the Foresters.
Hogan finds Hewitt up top, over to Barry. So now we see Hamilton with it. Heinen gets his hand on it. Hogan gets it in the backcourt over to Hamilton. Barry down low. Back out to Hamilton. He's driving. Dish off to Muntendorp. And he's fouled by Peterson.
Huntington foul on number 33, Alec Peterson.
Now we'll send Muntendorp to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, as I said earlier, Logan, number 5, Mindendorp, he might look scrawny as a freshman, but he's bringing it to the senior, Alec Peterson, as Mindendorp sinks his first.
Starks coming in for Barry for Spring Arbor. Mindendorp gets one more shot at the line. And he hits that one. Tyler Hughes will come in for him now. Got a press coming now from Spring Arbor. Heinen gets it up court. Going down low to Peterson. Peterson back to Heinen in the corner for 3, and that's there.
54-67, 13 points. Let's see what the Foresters can do.
Timeout called by Spring Arbor.
That was a smart timeout by head coach of Spring Arbor, Ryan Cottingham. I think he just wanted to cut the momentum away from the Foresters, kind of using their own axe against them.
67-54. We see Spring Arbor on top by 13. Foresters haven't quite been able to get over this hump of a double figures. Like we said, if they could get it down to single figures, this could be a whole different ball game.
If they can get it down to single figures, then they're proving the Cougars are beatable. The Foresters had a lead at one point in this game, then have just lost it from there. Last week, when they were down in Indy facing the Knights, they were down the whole game. Then in the second half, late in the second half, they were able to get the lead away from the Knights. So it's just going to take some confidence, some know-how, some just regular good old gusto to get the Foresters back into this matchup.
That's one way of putting it, Victor. You see Hogan getting it up court. He'll find Hughes, fake the handoff, gets it to Hamilton now. Hamilton out to Hogan, pump fake. Hughes over to Hogan in the corner for three. That's not there, rebound Peterson. Peterson gets it to Heinen. Heinen driving in. Dish out to Benedict, back to Heinen. Heinen goes down low to Wool. Wool pump fakes. Backing in, Stark spin move up and in for an easy deuce.
And there's the gusto that I was talking about. We need to see more of that out of the sophomore Daniel Wall.
Spring Arbor has the clock on their side right now. Force going to have to come up with some big defensive stops here late. Hewitt has it. He goes down to Hughes. Hughes dish out to Hamilton. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton picking up the 2 screens. Drive in, dish out to Hogan. Hogan driving in on Heinen. They're going to call a charge on Hogan. Heinen going to the ground there. That'll be the 3rd foul on Hogan.
He's got to be careful not to foul out because, as we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, he's been the Cougar doing it all for Spring Arbor.
Austin Clark coming in for Alec Peterson for the Foresters. Benedict has it. He gets it to Wool at the top of the key. Wool down to Heinen. Heinen up and in for 2. And there's the lead down to 9.
Now that there's some life in this Forester offense, they need to make sure they're just as energetic on the defensive side of the ball.
Hogan has it in the corner, picks up a screen. Gets up to Starks, over to Hewitt. Hughes has it backing down on Clark. He goes up, lefty hook in, that's good. Heinen gets it up court quickly. He's gonna take a 3. No good, rebound goes to Hughes.
That's not a very smart shot because there were no Foresters to get the rebound, and as I've emphasized before, you need to have guys around the basket when you're down by this much, so that way if you do miss, someone's there to get the layup. We need more teamwork and less individual work.
I agree with that. Hamilton driving in on Pippinger. It's not there. Hughes gonna pull up for 2. It's not there either. Clark with the rebound. Heinen gets it to Wool. Wool pass down to Clark. And Clark can't quite handle that pass. We'll see Peterson coming in for Clark. (69-58) Spring Arbor on top. We're just under the 5-minute mark. Hogan, net by Heinen at half court. Gets it over to Hewitt, back out to Hogan. And it's going to be a foul in the perimeter by Derek Heinen. Not a smart foul there by Derek Heinen. His shot clock's going to reset. And it was way out there, 15 feet past the basket.
If you're going to foul, you have to do that inside the paint, not way out in no man's land, Logan.
That's only Heinen's first foul of the ball game, though. Near miscue there from Spring Arbor. They're able to recover as we see Starks taking the fade away. Peterson getting the rebound. He gets it to Benedict. Benedict up to Heinen. Heinen gets it to Benedict. Benedict over to Pippinger. Pippinger down low to Peterson. Peterson back out to Pippinger. Pippinger takes the 3. It's not there.
Again, no Forester there to get the rebound, and Hogan's continuing to show why he's been doing it all tonight for the Cougars.
Hogan with the ball. Finds Hewitt up top. Over to Starks now. Hogan gets the pass. On the perimeter, gets to Hamilton. Hamilton has it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton driving in, up for 2, and that's good. Nobody rotated over defensively to stop the drive.
There's just not much you can do. I mean, when you're not putting forth the effort to get that missed ball,
Benedict with a huge three for the Foresters. What a three-point shot that was out of Drew Benedict.
This is the closest the game has been in quite some time, Logan. 10 points, the Foresters are down. Let's see if Coach Platt, with that strategic timeout, can draw up something and keep the Foresters going. But I'm sure on the opposite side of the ball, Ryan Cottingham, as he has been telling his guys throughout the whole game to play aggressive. The Cougars, they're not going to let up.
The Foresters only with 2 timeouts remaining in the ball game. That's going to definitely be something to keep an eye out for with just over 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Foresters lead by 10. Benedict hitting a crucial three there. It's his 3rd three-pointer of the game, and he looked a little bit aggravated with the Foresters, decided to take matters into his own hands and drill that shot. The Foresters are going to have to come out with some stops defensively. We haven't seen them stop Spring Arbor in quite some time offensively. They're going to have to force the ball into someone else's hands other than Hogan. Hogan's been getting the job done for Spring Arbor offensively. For the Foresters, looking down on their side of the basket, they're going to have to get it down low to Wool and let Heinen and Wool post up and maybe get some kickouts to Benedict or Pippinger for 3. But ultimately, it's going to start defensively, and maybe we could see the Foresters with a press of their own. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Starks. He will inbound it. Looks like it'd be to Hogan, and Heinen going to apply some pressure. Hogan's able to get it up cleanly. And it'll just be Spring Arbor passing the ball around. Hogan driving in. Dish out to Hamilton. Spring Arbor looks content to waste some clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton gets the screen. Ball goes off of Peterson's foot. 5 seconds. Hamilton driving in. Dish to Starks. Starks takes the 3. It's not there. Peterson with the rebound.
Great defense shown by the Foresters. That's exactly what I was talking about before the timeout.
Wool pump fakes. He'll drive in. Go up for 2. It's not there. No call. And now it'll be a reach-in foul on Peterson as Hamilton gets the rebound.
The fans not liking the progression of events that just occurred. They were wanting a block call for the Cougars, but instead we have a reach-in by Alec Peterson.
Hamilton bringing it up court. And now we have a timeout called by Spring Arbor. 2:11 remains, and it's Spring Arbor still on top by 10. And you got to think the Foresters have to be thinking 3-point shots now with just over 2 minutes remaining. Down by 10. 3-point shots got really the only thing you can think of to get back into this ball game.
Well, we said at the beginning of the game, during the pregame, that Mr. Benedict, the sharpshooter, he's shot over 50 threes so far this season. So they have to get him the ball more, just feed it to him, and he really doesn't care where he's at on the court. He'll take it no matter what, and that's what the Foresters have to do. They have to show some fearlessness right now and just get some points up on the board, because a minute just went off the clock. Time is running out for the Foresters, being down by 10.
Like you said, time is running out for the Foresters. They're going to have to get some points going up on this board. We saw on the other end where Wool maybe got fouled there by Spring Arbor. They didn't call it a charge, they didn't call it a block. It looked to me like Spring Arbor was a little late rotating over. Probably should have been a block call. But at least the refs didn't call it a charge. They said no call, just regular basketball play. Let's keep it going. Spring Arbor breaks from their timeout. They'll be inbounding from the sideline. Starks looking for Hogan. Heinen on him. Throws it in the backcourt. Gets it to Hogan. And they're going to call a foul on Heinen. It's Heinen with the reach around. That's only Heinen's second foul, but that's the team's 7th. So Spring Arbor's in the bonus and will shoot the 1-and-1.
I'm on the fence, Logan. I don't know if that was a smart foul or a bad foul because Hogan's does go to the line, and he's been on point so far tonight for the Cougars. But the Foresters, but he misses from the line. The Foresters, they don't want to let any more time run off the clock because they need to get some points on the board.
Heinen takes the pull-up three. It's not there. Wool with the rebound. He goes up for two. And he gets the roll on that one.
A lucky bounce by the ball for the Foresters.
And now we have a foul on Daniel Wool. That's his fourth foul. Heinen needs to be more careful there to make sure he's the one that fouls Hogan. So you don't want Wool fouled out of this ball game.
That's exactly right, Logan. Hogan's missed his first last time, but I look for him to redeem himself.
Hogan's 1-1 attempts up, and he misses that one. Two missed shots in a row as Heinen brings it up quickly. He's driving in, spin move, goes up for two, and he's fouled.
Honestly, I don't know what just happened, Logan. Derek Heinen, he got the rebound and just marched it down the court kind of out of control and was luckily able to get the foul out of the Cougars. That's the Cougars' ninth foul now.
If Heinen can hit these two, we see the first one's up and good. If he could reduce the lead to 6, that'd be a 2-possession ball game, and theoretically the Forces wouldn't have to foul. Although with the way it's been working out, you might want to keep it going as Heinen misses the second one. Still a 3-possession game, 7-point lead for Spring Arbor. And Heinen gonna get called for the foul.
I'm gonna have to say, and I'm not trying to lean one way or the other, Logan, but I'm gonna have to say that was a miscall by the refs. That looked like a clean reach in, a clean steal by Heinen, and that's just not what the Foresters need right now.
Hamilton gonna shoot the 1-and-1. We see first one's up, and he earns the second one. Big free throws here for Spring Arbor.
When the Foresters get back on offense, they're just going to have to be as quick as possible to get some more points on the board.
And Hamilton's true on the second. Heinen running it up court. Finds Pippinger. Pippinger takes the floater, rolls around and out. Rebound goes to Starks. He'll get it to Hamilton.
I think that should be a goaltend call on the ball itself. It was already inside the hoop, and it just decided to climb out.
And now they call a foul on Dan Wool. That'll be his 5th foul. And Dan Wool will be DQ'd from this ball game. It'll be Kyle Platt coming in for Dan Wool and the Foresters.
Well, who knows? We've seen some magic out of the young freshman from right here inside Huntington, Indiana, Kyle Platt. So we'll see if he can reignite the magic we've seen out of him before.
Hamilton's able to hit that free throw attempt. And his second one's up. And that one is good. Heinen running it up court. He's going to drive in. Floater, just no good. Rebound goes to Starks, and Platt's with the foul.
I hate to say it, but again, we see the individualistic style of play out of the Foresters, and we need more team effort. I mean, I like what don't get me wrong, I like what I'm seeing out of Derek Heinen, being the general as he always is, but I would have liked to have seen even more of Forrester, like Drew Benedict on the outside line for the 3. You got to kick it out.
Starks with an air ball there as that one didn't even hit the rim.
Hearing it from the crowd.
Yeah, young fella, we caught that on TV. We'll see Starks with the second one. He gets that one in. I'm sure he'll be hearing that in the locker room later on. As Heinen finally picks up the ball. Dish off to Platt. Platt takes the 3, and Platt answers with an air ball of his own. Starks bringing it up court, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Heinen. Now be Heinen's fourth foul. Now sends Starks to the line to shoot a pair.
Fourth foul by Heinen now. Coach Platt might want to rethink his strategy, but with a minute left and the Foresters being down by 12, I don't know much what else they can do right now.
Starks hits the first one. And Starks able to drill the second. Platt's gonna bring it up court. Finds Benedict. Benedict takes the three. That's way off the mark, and Pippinger gets the board. He'll be fouled. Kyle Pippinger gonna go to the line to shoot two. That foul goes on Hogan. That's his fourth foul.
Pippinger's 24 of 29 from the free throw line, 83%. So let's see if he can do something here for the Foresters.
Pippinger drills the first one. So now we'll see some subs coming in. Hughes and Hewitt will take a seat. And for them will be Zach Baker and Isaiah Ingles for Spring Arbor as we see the reserves coming in. Pippinger is able to drill the second. 1 minute remains. Hamilton bringing the ball up court. Spring Arbor with a 12-point lead. Pippinger is still applying the pressure. And I have a timeout called by Spring Arbor. With 47 seconds remaining, Spring Arbor has a 78-66 point advantage over the Foresters. Not looking like this is going to be the Foresters' day, Victor.
Well, as we saw last Tuesday night, the ladies lost their first home game of the year against the Knights. And now the guys look like they will lose against, well, I never say never and don't say it's over till it's over. But down by 12 points with 47 seconds left, anything's possible, but let's just say it's highly unlikely the guys will come back. So it looks like they'll lose their first Crossroads game as well. It's just one of those games that the Foresters will have to shake off as they face Mount Vernon Nazarene on Saturday.
The Foresters are going to want to bounce back from this one, like you said, on Saturday. It's not over yet, but it's all but over. You see Hamilton getting the inbound. So he gets it up court. He's driving in. He gets it swatted by Peterson. Pippinger gets the ball. He'll bring it up court. Pass off to Platt. Platt will take the long three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Hogan, and the shot clock will be turned off. 20 seconds remain, and looks like Hamilton will just hold for the last 20 seconds here of this ball game. He'll dish it off to Starks now. We see 5 seconds, and this game is over.
Well, a disappointing performance out of the Foresters tonight. A lot more turnovers than they would like to see. A lot more than what the fans would like to see. Foresters losing for the first time in their first Crossroads matchup against Spring Arbor Cougars. 78-66 here inside Platt Arena. We'll take a break here on FDN Sports, part of the Forester Digital Network, and be right back with the final stats.
From 7 to 9 is the Huntington Women's Soccer Team dance-a-thon to raise money for the National Brain Tumor Society.
I thought we were going to go.
Which bench? Good. Is that good?
And we're back here on FDN Sports. I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. And as we await Coach Platt for the final game interview, the post-game interview, let's go ahead and look at the final stats now. As we saw a tremendous performance out of the Spring Arbor Cougars, Logan. Caleb Hogan's doing it all for the Cougars tonight. 17 total points, 2 steals. His only kryptonite was at the line.
Like you said, Caleb Hogan was doing everything but hitting free throws there late. But overall, you see the Cougars shooting 42% from the three-point line. I mean, that's almost unheard of. And frankly, it's not much the Force can do about that. I mean, you can put a hand in their face, but there's only so much you can do when one guy in particular, Drew Zudema, hits 3 threes. That's just incredible.
That is incredible indeed, Logan. I mean, they were living or dying by the three. We said that time and time again. Foresters, 44%. Cougars, 51%. 83% though by the Foresters at the free throw line. 28 to 29 rebounds by the Cougars. Only 2 steals by the Foresters as opposed to 13 turnovers, and that's not good no matter what game you play.
Most definitely 13 turnovers ain't going to get it done. 8 steals from the Cougars. We saw Hogan all over the court tonight. It has to be the MVP for the Cougars.
Well, we see now Coach Platt joining us here at Sidelines, and I'll hand things off to our sideline reporter, Kelsey Cruz. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Thanks, Victor. Coach, couldn't quite pull out the win tonight. What was the team's mentality going into tonight's game?
Well, whatever it wasn't very good. We didn't come out with the kind of focus that we needed. We didn't come out with the kind of spirit that we needed for the fact that it was a Crossroads League game. I don't know if we felt like we thought we're just going to come in on our home court and win just because we're at home, or that we thought that Spring Arbor, wasn't good enough or whatever. I mean, they proved that they were pretty good. I mean, they hit some big shots when they needed to at the end of some shot clocks, and had some fortunate things happen for them, which kind of negated a lot of any kind of rhythms that we were trying to develop ourselves. So credits to them for how well they played, and they hit big shots when they needed to. Things just kind of went their way really well for them. But we can't give up 78 points and expect to win in the Crossroads League either. And so we got to do a better job of finishing the play and then not turning the ball over ourselves and those kinds of things. So again, hopefully it's just something we can learn from. We got to understand we got to bring our A game every night, and we just didn't do that today.
Spring Arbor shot an extremely high percentage from 3 tonight, and in the first half they were going strong, and usually you see that taper off in the second half. What was your team's approach to the second half with trying to prevent that from happening again?
Well, I mean, you're trying to guard it as hard as we can and you know, try to off the ball screen do a couple different things so they don't have such clean looks when they go to kick it out, but they got those clean looks and they knocked them down when they had to at big moments. You know, it's just, again, we just couldn't get 2 or 3 stops in a row and then get a couple 3 scores in a row for us. Every time we felt like we were getting a little bit of momentum, they'd get it back, you know, you know, again, credit to what they did for that. But we had some people we didn't get a lot of good things out of tonight, and you know, we'll just go back and continue to work because there's another Crossroads League game coming on Saturday, so we've got to be ready to go.
Speaking of that game on Saturday, what are you looking to improve on? How are you planning on preparing for that game on Saturday to put this game behind you?
Well, we're going to look at everything that we did wrong today and as a team and try to, you know, obviously improve on those kinds of things from watching the film and those kinds of things too. But then on the court, just have a little bit more sense of urgency defensively and a little bit more sharing the basketball offensively and maybe not you know, we kind of get down on ourselves a little bit. We get a little pouty at times. We got to stay away from doing that. And understand that, you know, Mount Vernon, since they've been in the league, hasn't beaten Huntington, so they're going to come in here real hungry to do such. They've got a new coach, they've got a new mentality, and they've got really strong physical kids. And so their guys will come in with all the spirit in the world because they may be 2-0 right now, I don't know, but coming in after tonight. So if we don't come ready to battle, then this same thing will happen.
Well, we're excited to see what the Foresters do on Saturday. Thank you again for your time, Coach.
Thanks. Yep.
Back to you, Victor.
Thank you, Kelsey, and thank you, Coach Platt. Hearing it from Coach Platt himself, just unhappy with his Foresters' performance tonight. The Cougars just doing it all, one-upping the Foresters, especially from the three-point line. I mean, it's just not much you can do when the ball is falling.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do when Spring Arbor's hitting everything they throw up. And Huntington, like Coach Platt said, maybe got a little pouty at times and shot some ill-advised shots, but that's just how it falls sometimes. And like I said, if you go up 78 points in the Crossroads League, you can't expect to win.
Well, as you said, Logan, the Crossroads League, a very competitive league to be in as we see the Spring Arbor Cougars defeat the 21st-ranked Huntington University Foresters. They'll be back in action on Saturday versus the Mount Vernon Cougars as well. We have a lot of Cougars in the Crossroads League, Logan. But anywho, it's been a fun game to broadcast tonight for all of our crew, for my side, my partner here, Logan Hunt, and then our sideline reporter, Kelsey Cruz, our director, Derek Zerker, and for everyone at FDN Sports, the Forester Digital Network. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on Saturday.